Have you ever thought that sometimes looking poor might be the smartest strategy to actually become rich? It may sound strange, but many who achieve true wealth do so without making a fuss, without showing the world what they have. And to help you with that, besides this video, I have a gift for you that I'll leave in the first pinned comment. You won't regret it. While many are focused on showing off money, luxury cars, and designer clothes, the key to achieving long-term wealth might be in going unnoticed. When you don't worry about looking rich, you spend less and make smarter financial decisions. Plus, you avoid the social pressures that push you toward unnecessary consumption. The truth is, looking poor gives you the freedom to focus on what really matters, making your money work for you, not the other way around. When it comes to achieving long-term wealth, keeping a low profile might be the key. After all, no one likes being the center of attention for the wrong reasons. Avoiding flashy displays of wealth not only helps preserve your safety, but also protects you from curious, envious, or even ill-intentioned eyes. Have you noticed that those who flaunt often end up as easy targets? An expensive watch or a luxury car can attract not just admiration, but also fraud and theft. A more modest lifestyle is like a shield. You go unnoticed, protecting what you've achieved. And more than that, when no one is judging you by the things you own, personal interactions become more genuine. The people who approach you are interested in who you are, not the balance in your bank account. Just imagine, you go out to dinner with friends and can focus on the conversation, instead of worrying about who's paying attention to what you're wearing. There's also a practical side to all of this. By adopting a simpler lifestyle, you make room for more conscious and strategic financial decisions. Avoiding luxury doesn't mean giving up comfort, but rather ensuring that every financial decision is well thought out. And you know what the bonus is? This will put you on the path to achieving long-term wealth in a sustainable and secure way. And how does it feel when people around you have no idea you're quietly building a fortune? Well, that brings us to the next point. When your wealth isn't on display, the relationships you build tend to be much more authentic. After all, no one is evaluating you for what you have, but for who you are. Imagine how reassuring it would be to know that the people around you value your essence, your values, and not the amount of money you have saved. That's the advantage of living modestly and not flaunting. You're able to form genuine connections. Many who have already achieved long-term wealth will tell you that maintaining those relationships is one of the greatest sources of happiness. Money is great, of course, but when it becomes the only attraction, you risk drawing people for the wrong reasons. Who wouldn't want to be surrounded by people who genuinely care? By stepping away from the need to impress others with status symbols, you make room for a circle of friends who see you as a person, not as an opportunity. Whether in friendships or even in the workplace, keeping your wealth hidden allows people to connect with you for the right reasons. Instead of worrying about who's around you for personal gain, you can focus on nurturing long-term connections built on trust and mutual respect. And with fewer distractions and external judgments, you can concentrate on what truly matters, forging your own path to making money wisely. Which brings us to a crucial point: financial discipline. Avoiding unnecessary luxuries is a powerful strategy for maintaining financial discipline and, consequently, achieving long-term wealth. When you're not focused on showing the world that you have money, it creates space for more rational and prudent decisions about how to spend. Think about how many times you've been tempted to buy something you didn't really need. A simpler lifestyle helps you avoid those kinds of traps, encouraging more conscious choices that truly add value. Financial discipline is one of the most important pillars for anyone who wants to learn how to make real money. And this involves the ability to delay gratification. That desire to buy the newest car, for example, could be replaced by investments in stocks or real estate funds, which will yield much more in the future. When you choose to avoid unnecessary spending, you open the door to using your money more efficiently, putting it to work for you. In the long run, this financial control and care directly reflect in building a solid foundation for wealth creation. A simpler lifestyle makes room for your financial decisions to be more strategic and less impulsive. And by doing this, you ensure that you're moving toward financial success rather than being swayed by whims. This also contributes to personal growth, something we'll touch on soon. Living modestly not only helps build wealth, but also cultivates humility and gratitude. When you choose not to flaunt your wealth, you learn to appreciate the simple things in life and this creates a sense of fulfillment that luxury often cannot provide. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you connect with what you already have, whether it's the comfort of your home, the experiences you've had, or the relationships you've built along the way. This focus on what truly matters helps keep you grounded, even as your bank account grows. Large fortunes can easily feed the ego, but those who continue to practice gratitude and humility find that their emotional wealth is just as important as their financial wealth. It's not about giving up the desire to achieve long-term wealth, but about recognizing that true happiness comes from appreciating what you have, without the constant need for more. Moreover, the practice of humility can positively influence all areas of life. Instead of seeking recognition through material possessions, you learn to be recognized for your actions and values. And that, without a doubt, promotes a much more lasting sense of satisfaction. Now, when we talk about living with moderation, another strategic advantage arises: better investment opportunities. But we'll get to that next. Keeping your wealth under wraps has a major advantage. It protects you from unsolicited approaches and questionable investment proposals. How many times have we heard stories of people who, by flaunting their resources, attract pushy salespeople with unmissable ideas to multiply their money? By living modestly, you avoid this distraction and focus on making more rational investment choices that align with your long-term goals. When you're not focused on impressing others with big purchases, you free up time and mental space to research, study, and make strategic decisions. Instead of spending money on a luxury car, for example, you could choose to invest in ETFs or stocks of solid companies like Apple or Microsoft, which offer consistent growth over the years. The ability to calmly analyze options without external pressure paves the way for investments that truly grow your wealth. With less interference from others, you're also freer to explore more innovative or risky options that could bring excellent returns in the future. By not flaunting your wealth, you reduce the noise around you and ensure that your financial decisions are based on data and analysis, not on impulses. Over time, this only strengthens your path toward achieving long-term wealth. And speaking of freedom, how does this impact your social life? Let's dive into that next. By choosing a more modest lifestyle, you automatically free yourself from the need to follow social standards. That pressure to keep up with the latest trends or by what your friends are buying simply disappears. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with not having to prove anything to anyone. You step away from the rat race of competing with others and start living on your own terms, focusing on what truly matters. This kind of freedom allows you to make financial and personal choices that make sense for your life, rather than to impress others. Of course, for many, this path seems counterintuitive. After all, isn't flaunting wealth what shows the world that you've made money? In reality, it's quite the opposite. By not giving in to these pressures, you prove to yourself that you're in control of your life, building a solid mindset for achieving long-term wealth. Can you imagine the relief of no longer feeling the need to keep up with the Joneses? With this freedom, your focus shifts to your own growth and well-being, which brings us to a crucial point. The more time and energy you save by not worrying about others' expectations, the more you can invest in your own personal development. Let's explore that next. By adopting a more modest lifestyle, you free up time and energy that can be invested in what really matters: your personal growth. When you're not worried about showing off status or competing with others, you can focus on learning new skills, developing personal projects, or even improving your relationships. Imagine the feeling of spending your time on activities that truly add value to your life, rather than wasting energy on superficial concerns. This focus on personal growth also opens doors to long-term opportunities. By investing in continuous education, for example, you increase your chances of making money more strategically. Want to learn about investments? Reading books like The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham is a great place to start. Instead of seeking immediate gratification through purchases, you invest in yourself, which guarantees greater returns in the future. And the most interesting part is that, over time, this personal growth spills over into all areas of your life, enriching your overall experience. You begin to feel more fulfilled, more confident in your decisions, and more in control of your destiny. This brings us to another important point: the positive impact of living sustainably, and how it can transform not only your finances, but also the world around you. Let's talk about that next. Living modestly naturally promotes a more sustainable lifestyle. When you choose to reduce excessive consumption and make more conscious choices, you not only lessen your environmental impact, but also align with a long-term mindset for achieving wealth. By focusing on buying less and buying better, you avoid waste and support more eco-friendly practices like reusing, recycling, and consuming more responsibly. Adopting this sustainable lifestyle also reduces costs and increases the efficiency of your money. For example, instead of trading in your car every year or following the latest fashion trends, you can choose to maintain what you already have in good condition. This not only saves money, but also reduces your carbon footprint. By investing in quality products and practices that respect the environment, you set yourself up for a financially stable and sustainable life, generating long-term wealth with less stress. Additionally, sustainability goes beyond consumer choices. By living simply, you can focus on building a life that respects your values and the planet. This balance creates a mindset of abundance, where the focus is not on accumulating, but on living in harmony. And by adopting this approach, you begin to see that having control over your life is more important than merely accumulating visible wealth. Now, let's talk about the power of that control. When you free yourself from the need to display wealth, you gain much greater control over your lifestyle. Without the pressure to keep up appearances or meet external expectations, you start making decisions that truly matter for your well-being. Imagine being able to set your own priorities in life, without feeling pressured to buy a luxury car or a bigger house just because others are doing it. This control also directly impacts your finances. By prioritizing what's most important to you, instead of spending money to impress others, you can allocate your resources to what truly makes sense. Want to travel to a special destination or invest in a personal development course? When you're not tied to a pattern of consumption, these options become much more viable. This creates a positive cycle that, over time, translates into more freedom and wealth. The greatest advantage of having this control over your lifestyle is that you begin to realize that true power comes from autonomy. And the more autonomous you are, the easier it becomes to avoid the stress and anxiety of a life focused on material displays. This simplicity has a direct impact on your mental and emotional state, something that profoundly influences your quality of life. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next. Choosing a simpler life, without the constant need to display wealth, has an immediate and positive impact on your mental health. When you stop worrying about what others think or about keeping up with trends, a large amount of stress and anxiety simply fades away. The feeling of not needing to prove anything to anyone allows you to live with more peace and focus on what truly matters. Moreover, this simplicity also contributes to a lighter and healthier mind. Without the pressure to constantly chase status and money, you can focus on your emotional well-being, practicing hobbies, meditating, or simply enjoying leisure time with loved ones. The absence of external pressures makes your day-to-day life much more pleasant, with less worry and more balance. This undoubtedly reflects directly on your ability to continue growing both personally and financially. The truth is, when you free yourself from this endless pursuit of recognition through material possessions, you make room for a happier and more peaceful life. Money, when managed well, brings peace of mind, but an excessive focus on displays of wealth can have the opposite effect. By choosing a more modest life, you are creating the perfect environment to thrive mentally and financially. And who knows, your example might inspire others to do the same, as we'll see next. By living modestly, you have the chance to inspire others to rethink their own priorities. While many believe that flaunting wealth is proof of success, your attitude of simplicity shows that it's possible to achieve long-term wealth without following the conventional path of extravagance. The impact of this is profound. You become a living example that you don't need to display wealth to be successful. And this example can influence not only close friends, but also coworkers or even strangers. Your modest lifestyle challenges the idea that success is measured solely by material things. By focusing on your values, relationships, and personal growth, you send a powerful message. True wealth goes far beyond money. This can inspire those around you to also free themselves from social pressures and seek a more authentic path to making money. The feeling that less is more can be a new awakening for many who are stuck in the race for consumption. Additionally, your impact can multiply. When others see that living more simply provides freedom, financial stability, and peace of mind, they too may start adopting this lifestyle. The power of example is a tool for transformation, and by living this way, you not only change your own reality, but also that of those who are inspired by you. And this journey of transformation starts simply with small, conscious choices. Speaking of transformation, why don't we start by understanding why looking poor can be so important for achieving true wealth? Now that you know the power of looking poor to achieve long-term wealth, what will you do with this information? Will you keep giving in to the pressure to impress others with what you have? Or will you start making more strategic financial decisions? The choice is yours, but remember, those who understand how to make real money know that the secret lies in keeping things simple, focusing on what matters, and avoiding waste. True freedom comes when you stop chasing status and start living by your own rules. Want to truly transform your financial life? Start today by rethinking your priorities, making more conscious decisions, and watch how it changes everything. How will you apply this knowledge moving forward? If this content made sense to you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, we're always bringing strategies to help you achieve financial success without losing your way. Are you ready?